Apparently, Shaq has got caught simping on a IG chick. All right, so let's get into it. So about a week ago.
About a week ago.
All right, so the young lady said, the one job that I work that I get reminded that I'm too pretty to work at. She clarified that Home Depot is her college job that offers good benefits, that she mixes paint at the store. The Texas woman also stated, the last thing I'm going to say is I don't think I'm too pretty to work anywhere. I work at Home Depot because it's a decent job that pays good while I'm in school. She made a point to state that she'll never make an OnlyFans and that her father told her not all money is good money. And then Shaq commented, don't let those people bother you. She said, thank you, Shaq. Don't read comments. Stuff like that will drive you crazy. Have a great day and tell all your boyfriends I said hello. She said, haha, thank you. I will do. What's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy, Shaq.
It's your boy, Jay.
So, what do you think about the situation?
First of all, I have to give a shout out to whoever that girl is. I have no idea what her name is.
Yeah.
Shout out to you because her daddy raised her right. I love it. She sounds like she's reasonable. She has a head on her shoulders. She's not too good to work at Home Depot. She mixes paint, for goodness sake. No offense to people who mix paint. So I can tell she's a humble chick. Not humble, but she's a down-to-earth chick, at least in that regard. And she even said her shout out to her daddy. She shouted her dad out. And I love it. I love it. You know, as far as her, whether or not she was joking about being too pretty to work at Home Depot, look, in every joke is a little bit of truth. So maybe she kind of thinks she's a little too pretty, but she still works there. So she don't really think she's too pretty. Regarding Shaq sliding in her DMs, look, there's a little saying that goes, it ain't simping, well, it ain't tricking if you got it. I'm gonna say it ain't simping if you got it. I mean, Shaq's like a billionaire, dude. Shaq's a billionaire. He could really have whatever girl he wants. So I'm not gonna say he's simping. I mean, it was maybe a little, you know, whatever. But I'm not gonna knock Shaq for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock Shaq for it. So I say that. Last thing I'll say is, which I just noticed, Shaq has a type, and that's definitely his type. Red bone, super short, curly. Does she have curly hair? Glasses, whatever. So
what am I gonna say about the situation? I'm gonna say, for one, I think it's good that she makes being average okay.
Yes.
Because so many times on social media, it's like you get, like people are throwing down their stats. Mm-hmm. Like, I got a master's, I got this, I got da, or I'm a boss person, blah 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 blah. She's just saying it's cool. I'm average. I work at Home Depot, like many other college students. I'm good. Cool. Right? Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I like, because like I said, now the average person, the average job gets knocked down so many times. It's kind of refreshing to see someone be like, okay, like there's nothing wrong with it. I'm okay with where I'm at. Mm-hmm. I don't need to be a billionaire. I don't need to do OnlyFans. So when did this become a new thing? As a teenager, right? I worked at Burger King. I worked at the grocery store. In college, I worked at Staples. There have always been attractive girls at these kind of jobs. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new. And I'm sure if you ask your parents, it's the same thing. There's attractive women everywhere you go. So the fact that people are zooming in and focusing and like, oh, okay, she's the most attractive person I've ever seen work at Home Depot. I don't know. It just kind of tells me that like a lot of people just don't go out. And I'm not saying that she's not attractive. She's obviously attractive, right? And there's a reason why she went viral. But I mean, it's just nothing new. And it makes me think that is majority of people like homebodies now. Like, I don't understand why this is like something that's groundbreaking to begin with. The fact that it's going viral. A lot of dudes will complain that women think that they're greater than men, but you can't complain that some women think they're greater than the average man, where you put women on a pedestal like that. You're pedestalizing her beauty, saying, oh, she's too good to work at Home Depot, when in fact she's just like everybody else. So you can't sit there and complain and be like, she thinks she's better than me. Yeah, because you're making her go viral for working at Home Depot, when 10 years ago this would have been, oh, that's just a cute girl, you talk about it with your friends, and then you go to Taco Bell, right? You go out, you go to the movie theater. Another thing about Shaq, I mean, this is nothing new, right? Basketball players, football players have always been thirsty, always been DMs of regular girls. That's why a lot of guys are insecure about their girls being on social media, just the fact that something like this can easily happen. So it's definitely understandable. I'm not mad at Shaq. I mean, it's whatever. I do think that she messed up her bag, though, because if we're keeping it 100, Shaq probably would have been in her DMs a lot more if she didn't expose him. Because it's kind of weird. It's kind of like, she's being humble enough to be like, hey, it's okay, I don't need an OnlyFans, but then you're exposing Shaq for attention. That's why I'm kind of like, I gave you points, but at the same time, it's like, did you really have to expose Shaq if you weren't even interested?
That's real.
what's the point of doing it? Because, like I said, she kind of messed up her own bag. Shaq probably would have sent her money. Mm-hmm. Or, there's probably more people that would be in her DMs, but the fact that she's exposing people makes people to be like, yeah, I can't even mess with you because you're exposing people. So, and I'll be honest, I always think that's a little bit cheesy when people expose people. Because, like I said, dudes are dudes. They're just hitting on you. If you don't want to be hit on, that's perfectly fine. I can understand that. But, I mean, you can go about your business. Hey, I'm not interested. Dude, you're done. But to show it off is just kind of annoying to me. Because it's kind of like, what nowadays is kind of private, Like, you can't do anything in peace. You don't like someone, fine, cool, keep it moving. I don't know. That kind of just annoys me.
I don't think she should have done it either, but, I mean, she wanted the attention. Attention is a
drug.
It's a very valuable currency to people nowadays. And that's what's changed. You said what's changed. Big thing that's changed is social media. Even when we had social media in high school, it wasn't how it is now.
Yeah.
So that's what's changed. That's why it's different. Yeah, there are plenty of pretty girls. We worked with plenty of pretty girls.
A ton of pretty girls.
A ton of them. All over.
And matter of fact, back in the day, right? I'm making it sound like I'm that old. I'm not that old. So, right, instead of celebrities hitting on the girl that would work at Target or Home Depot and stuff like that, it was your manager. It was your upper manager.
Yeah.
There's been a number of places I've worked, and I find out the upper manager is messing with one of the girls I went to high school with, is messing with one of the girls that, I go to college with, and he's probably, 37, 40 years old, and she's, 19. So
it goes back to status. Hypergamy is like they see this man who they know can provide to them something they can't get yet. Because, yeah, we might look at him now and go, he's a manager at store A, which is fine. Now it's like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. But when you're 19 or 18 in college, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For her, that's like a big deal. He can pay for my books. He can pay for my class.
Yeah.
He can buy me whatever I need. So I get it. So to have some celebrity reach out to you is a whole nother ballgame. So like you say, guys get not nervous, but guys don't like their women advertising themselves on social media. And goes, what's the big deal? This is the big deal. You can be a regular girl that works at Home Depot and Shaq can slide in your DMs. And how do I compete with Shaq?
That's hard. Yeah. There's no competing.
Maybe.
I can buy you a jet, or I could take you to a movie on Sunday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, on Saturday it wouldn't be Sunday.
The only way you can compete is if she finds you more physically attractive than that guy that's slid in her DM. But as far as money or status, never.
Yeah.
No. Not never, but not now. So, yeah. But after you broke it down a little further, I think I might take some points away from her too, man. I gave her some points. I might take a few points away for her.
It's just for exposing, man. If she didn't expose Shaq, then I would have been like, "Hey, man, she's cool. Shout out to Pops." But when she exposed Shaq, I'm kind of like, "Okay, then what's your angle then?"
Yeah.
Because it's like you're being humble, saying, "Oh, I would never do this," but then you're like, "Well, guess who's in my DM?" So I'm like,
not to mention there's a continuum, right, or a spectrum, whatever. And on one end there's you busting it wide open for some money. The other end is like you just kind of selling yourself for attention.
Yeah.
And that's what she's doing. She's not naked on OnlyFans. But she's still on IG using her beauty to get attention. Yeah. It's still a form of currency, and that currency is eyeballs.
But listen, I do have to give her some credit because I have looked at her IG before I did the video.
Okay.
And it seems like she's a fairly religious person. I looked through it. It's not like she's out here, busting it wide open or anything crazy. And even if she was, right, to each his own.
Sure.
But I'm just saying that, she's not out there doing it. So I can't necessarily be like, oh, but, attention is attention. And,
All right, you get points back.
Yeah.
And this is my own personal opinion. I prefer traditional, not to say one's right, not to say non-traditional is better than traditional or vice versa.
There's just a lane for it, right?
It's a lane for it.
There's a lane.
And I like this, and it's not really promoted really that much nowadays. Yeah. So when I see it being promoted or someone's coming out and saying, no, I stand for this as a woman, I like it. Mostly because I don't see it very often right now. Not to say it's better. I just don't see it very often. I don't see it as much.
I mean, listen, everybody's entitled to what's attractive to them.
Right.
So if you're like, I find more traditional stuff more attractive, that's fine.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of women who find traditional men attractive.
Exactly.
So, I mean, just to each his own.
She's strong.
Right. But my thing, too, though, is if that's what you're attracted to, just think that your counterpart is probably going to want the same thing. So
Correct. Don't try to have your cake and eat it too.
You can't do the remix. Where
Don't do the remix.
Can't do the remix.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'll take this, but I don't want to take this, but I'll take this, but I
Exactly.
don't want to take this.
This is not a la
Yeah.
carte dating, and this is not. I want a traditional man or I want a traditional woman, but I'm gonna be out here acting all modern and brand new. No.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it goes both ways because
And vice versa.
Yeah, because even as a man, I can't be like, I want a traditional woman, but then I want to go 50-50 or
Of course.
you
Absolutely
if
not.
you want to be a traditional man, you still got to provide. You got to provide mostly. So, like I said, it goes both way, but like I do hate when people try to do the remix and try to cherry pick. Well, I want this, then I want this, and then they wonder why it doesn't work. I'm like,
Exactly.
it's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science.
Ultimately, I'm gonna say she made a good decision. She was cool about it for the most part. She made a bad decision when she decided to expose him because I was whack. But other than that, shout out to her and shout out to Shaq.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Shaq, you're my guy.
All right, guys. So this has been Bad Decisions. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let us know what you guys want us to cover next. We're out.